Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Hi.
Hola. Buenas noches.
Oh, shoot. My connection is super bad. Just so you know, this isn't Alexandra Inman. This is Rachel Stewart. I just couldn't figure out how to unlog him and log me in before it started.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Because I was over here like, Alexandra, I don't think I saw that name on my roster, but okay, I'll just go with it. So Rachel Stewart, you said, right?
Yeah, Rachel Stewart. Oh, my connection sucks right now, too.
All right. Jonah, you're upside down. How you doing that?
My camera's been upside down for 2 weeks now. I can't figure out how to fix it yet.
That's fun. You look like you're sitting on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see you anyway, upside down or not. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. How was everybody's first day of fall quarter? Good. Did anybody have anything crazy happen?
No.
That's good. That's
Oh,
good.
my gosh.
Like mostly no news is good news kind of a day, huh?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. Well, I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. I really don't have anything formal planned for tonight. This is more of just like, let's sign into Zoom and see how this works. And you guys can ask me any questions if you have any about how the course might work. We can go over kind of what I'm hoping you see when you sign in, and you can tell me what you see when you sign in, because I just reformatted my class. I've been teaching this class online this is my 10th year. So you guys have got kind of lucky, because this isn't like I just got thrown into online teaching this quarter and or in the spring. This is what I do. I teach Spanish online. Like, this is my full-time job. So, but I did just update like the format of my class, and I kind of changed some of the stuff that I do. So, I'm not a newbie as a teacher, but some of the websites and stuff I'm using are new. And so if you watched the video, and hopefully you can tell me if you saw the video in my Bitmoji classroom. You did. Okay, thank you, Tessa. I wasn't sure if you guys would see that page when you signed into the Canvas course, or if you saw, like, when students sign into Canvas, what page are you automatically defaulted to?
A dashboard page.
The dashboard. So when
Yeah.
you click your dashboard, like Spanish 121, where does that bring you?
Oh, the Bitmoji page.
Okay. All right, good. So that's what my intention was, to be like, that was your landing page, at least for the beginning of the course. I thought it was like a fun way to show you how to kind of access the apps. So the other thing that I wanted to ask is if I was able to save you guys the money on the textbook. Did everybody get the message that you don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on the textbook? Yes, Olivia says yes. Okay, good. Yay. All right, so that's one of the things that's brand new, is that I decided to ditch that expensive like online activities that come with the textbook. This is the first quarter I'm not using that. So that's why I'm kind of trying to supplement with Quizlet, all these free websites, which I've realized I totally get. It's a pain in the butt to be like, go sign up here and go sign up here like in the beginning, especially if technology isn't your thing. But please know that it's because I want to save you guys like $80 or $90. So that's what that's about. I think that we can get enough practice with the vocab and the grammar without spending a ton of money for the online book. Okay. So, and the good news is if even like $30 is too much to spend on or like gaining access to either the digital book or the hard copy, if you choose to like rent it, I think you could probably get by without it at all. I think I would want something to follow along with. You know, $30 I think is pretty reasonable, especially if you plan on taking more than 1/4 of Spanish. This book is the one we use in all levels, 121, 122, and 123. And if you take it with me, like if you enjoy your experience this quarter and decide that you want to take 122 with me next quarter, I definitely will not make you buy the digital access. So $30 for me, because I do teach usually 121, 122 in the winter and 123 in the spring. $30 could get you all 3 levels of Spanish, one book. So that's that. And I'm so glad to meet you guys. Probably you might be able to tell that I've been a little bit housebound like everybody else. And I just enjoy like seeing and talking to other people. So I've been looking forward to today meeting my new students for fall 2020. And like I said, if you weren't here, I'm just kind of babbling and saying that I really don't have anything formal planned for tonight. I can tell you guys what we would normally do in a live language lab, and then show you if you choose or like just can't make live language labs, you have another option. So you're never required to be here on a Monday night at 7 p.m. I love for you to be here on Monday nights at 7 p.m. because I think that live interactions is definitely the best way to practice Spanish. But I do have an alternative, which is called Flipgrid, and we can go over that. Just in case either, like I said, you can't make it or you choose not to do it live, and that's cool. My feelings aren't hurt. I like both options. All right, let me just make sure that I've got everybody. I have some more people sign in. While I'm just writing people's names down so I can keep track of who I've spoken with and who I want to post the recording for. Do you guys have any questions about the class yet? Has anything come up that is not super clear, or you know, like you have any questions about?
Hello, Professor Carrillo.
Hola.
This is Joe Lewis. Hola.
Hi.
So probably being the oldest person by quite a margin in your class, tech is not my thing. So the Flipgrid
Yep.
and well, all of your apps. So trying to utilize those properly.
Okay.
My concern is the responses, which is I think the Flipgrid, which you're talking about, being able to respond. Actually, no, it's the Mind Snap, I think it is. Responding to the video.
Mind Tap. Mind Tap, you guys, if you see Mind Tap anywhere in my course, that's referring to that online activities that I'm not using this quarter. So if you see it somewhere, it's just somewhere in the course that I've missed deleting it. So ignore it. And if you're really great, you can say, hey, Professora, I saw something about Mind Tap here, and just a reminder for me to go and delete it. You'd be helpful. Lots of eyes in my course are better than my own 2 eyes. So
Okay.
I actually, fondly nicknamed Mind Tap Mind Crap, because that's what it was, a bunch of crap. Mind crap, expensive garbage. So if you see any mind crap references, assignments, ignore them.
Okay.
You're probably thinking, Joe, of Flipgrid.
That was the next question.
Because Flipgrid is awesome, and I do use Flipgrid. That's the alternative to meeting live. So let's talk about what you guys are going to do if you come to live language lab or if you do Flipgrid, because it's a huge part of my course. It's my favorite part of my course. And it's probably the most like mysterious. Like, what is this language lab? You think of when I think of labs, I think of like test tubes, right? And like doing experiments. It's not an experiment. Language lab is where we're going to come together and you guys are going to speak Spanish. So during the week, there'll be assignments posted with different grammar concepts and different vocabulary lists and words. And what I do in Language Lab is I say, okay, this week you should have learned this verb and this vocabulary, and now you're going to practice putting them in a conversation. But it's never, ever, ever, tonight we're going to talk about dogs, go. It's never, ever on the fly. Not in this level, not in Spanish 122, and barely, 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 maybe a little bit in Spanish 123. Is it ever like a conversation on the fly? For me, it's what I call scripted conversation. So it is literally like, you're gonna say hola, and you're gonna respond with like, ¿cómo estás? And then the answer to ¿cómo estás? is, estoy bien, estoy así, así, or estoy mal. So I'll show you, rather than try to explain it, I think it might be easiest to show you what would normally happen in the Language Lab. And then I'll show you what a Flipgrid looks like, so you can see how one's live and one's not live. But they both accomplish the same thing. So when you sign into Language Lab, I'll say, hey, I'm so happy to see you guys. Everybody's doing good. And then I'm going to share my screen. So probably the video is all slid to the right. By now, everybody's probably super used to using Zoom. But if you didn't hear me say it earlier, I've been teaching Spanish online for 10 years. And Zoom used to be new for most of my students. They didn't used to have tons of experience with Zoom. But since COVID, everybody knows Zoom. So then I'll pull up a PowerPoint and I'll say, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. For example, we're not going to do this tonight because I wanted to give people some more time to get into the course and figure out the technology. But next Monday, we'll start with the greetings and introductions. This is, you know, where you would imagine we're gonna begin a foreign language course with, you know. So I'll go over you know, some different questions. The questions will always be on the slide right in front of you. So like, ¿cómo te llamas? I'll talk about what it means. I'll talk about how you answer it. You say me llamo. And then we'll go through the list of everybody who's in the live Language Lab. So I might start with the first person I see, who tonight it would be Jonah, and I would ask him the question. Jonah's gonna answer, he's gonna ask somebody else the question. They're gonna answer, they're gonna ask somebody else the question. So everybody in the room gets spoken to, and everybody in the room gets to ask the question. So it is, it's very repetitive, which is good for people who have no experience with the language. And so, like I said, this is not just the first Language Lab, this is all the Language Labs. I have the questions right on the screen, and I tell you how a good answer sounds. It may be something that you change to fill in the blank, like my favorite color is, and then you pick your favorite color. Or I have, and then you say however many brothers and sisters you have. But the sentence structures are all there. So it's very, very low stress. You don't have to study. You don't have to prepare to come to Language Lab. I help you a lot. Okay, that's because I want you to feel successful, and I just love to hear you speak Spanish. That's all I really care about. Okay, so that's what you can expect in Live Language Lab. Now I'll show you what Flipgrid looks like. So we talked about, this should hopefully be what you're seeing when you sign into the Canvas page, and hopefully you watched the video here and you clicked around the classroom, I guess, to access different links, as it's all explained in the video. So Monday nights, we go through the topics, we practice speaking like that. If you can't make it on a Monday night, or the idea of sitting through like hearing 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7, 8 people answer the same question isn't super appealing to you, I'm gonna send out links to do the Flipgrid. So every language lab, every language lab has a matching Flipgrid. And basically the Flipgrid is just a recording of me going through the same exact slides, but there's no students in here. It's just me. So you click on it, you watch the video here with the play button. The questions that you need to answer are here on the side, and then record a response. Boom. Then you record yourself responding to the questions, and I will see your video and give you a grade on that. Speaking of grades, all you have to do is participate. Language lab / Flipgrid, the oral participation and listening in this class is worth 20% of your overall grade, and all you have to do is try. I don't mark off points for bad accents. I don't mark off points for making boo-boos. All you have to do is try. It's an easy way to get a, you know, for that part of the class. Joe, do you feel better about it? Okay, good.
Yes,
So that's
definitely.
okay, good. So so that should take care of the Mystery of Language lab / Flipgrid. Yeah. Anybody come across anything else that they're like unsure about or have questions, looking for some more info? Olivia?
I don't know if this is like a me thing, but what I'm doing, I clicked on the greetings and introductions e-puzzle, and the first part of it is showing up, but there's a huge box at the bottom that says like Edpuzzle is refusing to connect. And I've tried like reconnecting to it and like refreshing the page and stuff, and it always just says it's refusing to connect.
Has anybody else done an Edpuzzle yet? Done that first Edpuzzle?
No.
Olivia, the Edpuzzle is one of the things that I'm trying that's new this quarter. So I have literally zero experience with having my students complete them. I just think it's a cool way for you to watch videos, and then basically what Edpuzzle is, it's a video of me teaching that pauses every minute or two, and then you answer questions about what I'm talking about. Just make sure you're listening. So it doesn't sound like anybody else has tried it, and if you're the only one who lets me know that there's an issue, I'll just keep an eye out. Like, don't stress. You've got plenty of time to do it. So if you know, maybe there's a connection error today, if it doesn't get fixed tomorrow or the next day, just let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out what's going on. Because like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's overloaded. I think Canvas got like overloaded today with people signing in, and it got real slow. So, okay.
Gracias.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Sebastian. I'll look into it. Yeah, and if you have a minute, maybe you could try some of the other Edpuzzles that are due and let me know if they all do that or if it's just that first one.
Oh, it's just the first one. I checked the other ones, and they all seem to be fine. It's just the very first one.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's good to know.
Yep.
That was the greetings and introductions one?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I just need to redo it or something. I don't know. I'll look into it. Thank you. Any other preguntas, questions? No?
Okay, so I know I was like 4 minutes late getting on the call. I do apologize to everyone for that. So back to the tech Quizlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the concept, locking out all the other apps, making it so it's like a Proctor's present. They can walk
Oh, that's the lockdown browser.
Yes.
I
So
am pitching the lockdown browser. So if the lockdown browser has been problematic for you on that Are You Ready to Begin quiz, I'm getting rid of the lockdown browser. We will not be using it this quarter.
yeah, I was going to ask if that
Thank
very
you for
first
that.
test was
Yeah.
supposed to be with that.
Thank you.
I've been using the lockdown browser. Like I said, I've been teaching online. This is my 10th year. I've been using it the entire time I've taught, and it's never been a problem. Never. Not for one student. All of a sudden, it's nothing but problems. And even TCC said, listen, you can't use that anymore. So I'm getting rid of it, which means that you're going to have to take the quizzes on the honor system. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Gracias.
More important than taking the quizzes on the honor system, because I realized that in an online class, even with the lockdown browser, if you really wanted to cheat, you could. You know, it's not foolproof. But, you know, you take a class, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So that's all there is to it. You have a project that you have to do. that, you know, if you're not kind of paying attention and keeping up, that might be hard. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. There's nothing I can do about it. Ditching the lockdown browser. I think I'm gonna make an announcement about it because I've gotten several emails from students who have had issues with it. So don't worry about that. The technology should never, ever get in the way of the content. It should help the content. It should support the content, not make the content impossible to access. So if you find that the technology that I'm using, Quizlet, Gimkit, which I think if you guys have never done a Gimkit before, I think you'll enjoy it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun way to study, really. It's like playing a game show. Quizlet and Gimkit, Flipgrid if you choose not to come to Language Lab, those are going to be the 3 major ones, and then the Ed Puzzles. So I was a little nervous when I heard the Ed Puzzle wasn't working, but if it's only that one, I think I can fix it. So those are going to be my main pieces of the course. I don't really like talking this much. I'd rather hear you guys talk. Usually I start the content right away. Like usually I jump right into the greetings and introductions, but this quarter, since I'm trying some new stuff and we have extra time because there's 11 weeks instead of 10, we'll take it slow. Yeah.
So this is every Monday night and it's for 1 hour, or is it?
It takes
longer?
about an hour, yeah.
Okay. Do you leave it? You're in Texas, and so I'm assuming it's what, 9:20 there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you have little ones, so I was kind of curious if you were sticking with this time frame, or if you were looking at adjusting that.
I've always taught at this time because I usually try to get my kids to bed and then teach. Now they're getting a little older, so it's not as big of a deal, but yep.
Okay.
Okay. It makes more sense too, because if people used to work full time, then, you know. Is there a better time for you? I'm just curious.
I'm on lockdown, so I'm at your beckoning call. But if you were going to,
me too. So if anybody has questions, I'm usually like at my computer, like ready to go. Like, what's the question?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions and you feel pretty confident moving forward with the course, we don't need to hang out. I just kind of wanted to say hi and let you know how things can go and answer any questions, of course. And please don't hesitate to ask if you have questions. Again, if you see MindTap anywhere mentioned in the course, let me know because I got rid of it, so I need to erase it. Ditching the lockdown browser. And we'll see you hopefully back here next Monday night. If you are not, I'm going to send out the link to the Flipgrid. It is in the calendar already, but I like to send it out in like an email too, just so that you know. The Flipgrids, there's one per week. So like there's one language lab per week and there's one Flipgrid per week. And everything in my classes due at the end of the chapter. So I don't grade things usually as we go until at the end. But the Flipgrids, I appreciate if people kind of keep up with them. So I'm not grading all of those at the end of the chapter. It gets to be a lot.
I do have another question. It's in the reading, it looks like you were going to assign us to groups, study groups or something of that nature.
That was before I did Flipgrid. And so I haven't been using that, but there's always the option for students to get together in Zoom. And sometimes students want that, like, you know, it's not uncommon for me to go, oh, you guys can work together on this. And then they just meet in Zoom instead of like meeting at a Starbucks. So we can do that if you want a study group. I can find you some people, hopefully.
Put me on the list. I'm open. So anyone wants to contact me, reach out, anything, I'm open to it. Figure the more we speak, the better I'll learn.
Yes, that is certainly true. All right, you guys. Well, it was nice meeting you and seeing you guys. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything I can help you with. I'll see you later. Adios.
See you later.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Adios.
Bye.
Oh, Sebastian, I just saw your question. Can you do both? Sure. Absolutely. I'm never, ever going to kick anybody out. Never.